kid doesn't learn how to shoot a gun, do drugs at home. Maybe 95%, but 95% of children learn that shit in school or around school because their friends doing it. Their friends are being exposed to different situations. Kids don't learn things at home, so you have to it's the schools, it's a school where a kid learns, where kids meets the person that doesn't like them and doesn't know how to deal with that. It's right there and there that a kid learns how to deal with a situation like that. They might deal with them the wrong way by what? Fighting. That's how certain kids are brought up. But certain kids, when their first psychological defeat, there's somebody who you don't even know from a hole in the wall is going to tell you, "Oh, I don't like you," or push you or something for whatever reason. That kid might have problems, but as a child, you don't know how to deal with that. When you're a certain age to a certain age, you spend the majority of your life in school. You spend 8 hours in school a day, 5 days a week, 8 months out of a year. Are you serious? You don't even see your parents that much. So it's how is a kid not gonna learn in school? Why is it that Harvard and all these great private schools, it's nothing wrong about them? How is that all these schools? If you really find you really find a kid that grew up in Harlem going to Columbia, and Columbia's on 116th Street. We're on 141. We're on 143rd. Columbia's on 116th Street, and I guarantee you, out of maybe 1,500 people in Columbia, I guarantee maybe only 3 or 4 are in this area alone. And this is on 116th Street. Why is that? Why? Because look at the schools around the neighborhood. Look at the schools
they not making the. You know what's crazy?
They're not
putting the inspiration in the kids as a kid to want to go to Columbia and all these. That's where you gotta start. You see T.O. and all these people. They started practicing football as a kid. To then one day do what they dream of. So you telling me if you got a kid that's 2, if you don't inspire him to learn, he's not gonna come out and make a Facebook or do a football.
Exactly.
He's gonna do it, but there's your problem. You don't have these teachers in the school in Harlem that's teaching these kids that want to inspire these kids to learn. It's not happening. So what do? They come out of high school, they come on the streets and they hustle. This is what they do. Because the streets teach you that. School don't teach you that. School's supposed to teach you education, make you want to go and learn more. They not. Obviously they're not, because then you got your kids coming out here and oh, look what these kids are doing. They chilling out. They look like they're having fun. You know what I mean? They making money. I want to do that. I don't want to be in school because why my teacher's not teaching me anything? She's starting the class 15 minutes after everybody sits. Then when we get there, we learning stuff that's not even for our age. They teaching high school kids middle school stuff. You know what I mean? They late because they trying to. You know what I mean? The books aren't there, so they trying to teach kids that don't really got it all up there. And the kids that's are high, that really know the work, can't even learn more because they trying to help the kids that's not really learning. So it's yo, listen, the schools got to get on it. It's the schools, they got to get on it. Y'all getting all this money for the schools, all these teachers is getting paid, but the kids are not learning. You got 300 kids graduate. I graduated out of school that we had most in collision we had was 300. My man, by the time I got to senior year, we only had about $150. And out of that $150, $125 of us graduated. So what does that tell you, man? The odds aren't even out here, man. There's something. It's not just the kids, because you can't blame everything on the kids. It's the teachers. It's not just the teachers. It's not just the schooling. It's everything. It's a combination of everything.
I don't remember which high school I know has a yearbook. You know how the best dress is success and all that stuff. Listen, all that happens in the suburban.
We had to pay for that.
High school kids. I know. I had to pay. I know schools. High school kids in suburbs,
don't pay for yearbooks. Their
friendship goes from 8th grade to when they hit college.
Because the whole schooling is all together.
But no, we're switching schools different days.
We go to Brandeis. We go to Collision. We go to
Collision. You go to whole.
It's so many other schools.
Within a 2-year period, what kind of long-lasting friendship are you gonna build? And without that long-lasting friendship, where you gonna have the people that you can actually get to know who are really good for you?
Because what it boils down to is the money. The more kids you have in your school, the more money you have. The more special education you have in your school, the more money you have. I understand this, but when you're not doing your job, when you're not teaching, you're not messing up your career. You're messing up, you know what I mean, the young minds you're trying to bring up, and that just affects them in a way they can't come out of. You messing up the young minds. You gotta build them up, baby. Building young minds.
Exactly.
You gotta build them up. My mind is not all the way up there, but it's building. You know what I mean?
And you know why it's building? Because you're learning off yourself. You're teaching yourself. You don't want to be.
And that's the only way. I can only teach myself because listen, when I was in school, if I didn't teach myself, I wasn't gonna learn it.
I'm telling you,
all they did in my school was give you information. Here's this textbook. Do page 95 and 98, and your schoolwork is done. Well, listen, I need somebody that's gonna make me study on somebody. Well, listen, go look up Christopher Columbus. Tell me his life. Not just what he did, that he founded, and tell me his life. Tell me where he grew up. Tell me what, you know what I mean? Get in depth into the situation to the point where the kid is so, the kid is so involved into the project to the point where they doing it on their own. When they're out in the library by themselves, that's how you know you inspire somebody. When they want to do it by themselves, they want to keep on
the Saturday
and
morning,
take it somewhere they never
Saturday
took
morning,
it.
After watching Saturday morning cartoons,
they doing their homework.
They want to go to the library.
They want to go to the library, not go outside and play ball or go outside and hang out. They want to do their work because why? That's because you inspired them.
I'm telling you,
they want to go to that class on Monday and just be like, here, here's my project. I got an A.
Like, you know, they want to go to class feeling inspired. Like, yo, teacher, this is what I learned. And teachers like, oh,
believe me. I never had no cutting no frog up or you know what I mean? I never had the experience of school that just made me want to enjoy it. Listen, I love football. Let my school had a football team. When I was in high school, I would be an NFL star right now. My school didn't have a football team. We had a basketball team. We had one basketball team, and everybody was on that team. I couldn't even get on because they had already like 52 players. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, have some more activities for the kids. Get more in depth into the school, my man. Like, do more. It's all about doing more.
Like every kid in the hood doesn't want to just do sports. You have kids in the school that really
want to do tennis. You might have kids that want to do tennis.
Like you have kids that want to do music,
swimming.
Then you have kids that want to be architects, but we don't have those kind of programs. The only after-school program you have basketball, football, maybe some volleyball.
No football.
No football.
In New York City, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. In New York City, we have basketball teams and we have bowling teams. Why? I don't know. Because no kid out here wants to bowl. I'm sorry. No kid out here wants to bowl. Most kids out here want to play basketball. That's right. I appreciate the basketball team. But I don't want to play basketball. I want to play football. My man right here want to play tennis. Some other kids, you got to have priority. You got to have choice.
Want other things. Some kids might want to, you know what? They might want to learn what's so good about an engine. Why a car wants to work. But you don't have that out here.
And you got young kids these days. Listen, my little cousin's like 12, man. I swear he could build a computer. And this is without school. You know what I mean? You got kids that want to do big things. So if you bring like a little what's that carpenting? A little carpenting class for little kids. Hey, we got this for the week. We're gonna learn how to build something. And you might inspire that kid at 12 to want to be a carpenter
with 2-3 pieces of wood
instead of waiting until he got 18 to be like, let me do construction. You understand me? Like, if you start young, you inspire kids to do stuff that, you know what I mean? Like that those kids in Japan and China and India, they're out there reading textbooks till they 18. They can't enjoy their summer. They can't go outside. They can't do nothing. All they do is study till they're about 18, and then they get career stuff. Why you think most of the kids is doctors? Most of those kids is engineers. Most of those kids is in NASA and stuff like that. Why? Because they've been studying. They've been implanted. They've been inspired from young, and that's what they don't have.
You can always do this,
they
but
don't have that.
You're not gonna find a kid here that grew up in this age that wants to do something because there's really nothing in school.
You know what inspires kids over here? The people they see in their neighborhood. That's what inspires kids. Kid dudes that look nice, that's dressed nice with the jewelry and all that. And you know 9 times out of 10 what those guys are doing. Yeah, they hustling and they on the corners and they doing illegal things. But that's what inspires a kid to go want to dress nice, go want to do more. And when they learn what that guy's doing, they want to test it. They want to test it and they're going to do it. You know what I mean?